And what's your plans competing wise? Are you going to be back on stage before too long? Are we going to see you again?
I could technically do this year. Like, it wouldn't even be
Yeah.
a bad idea.
Yeah.
But it's more so like you want to keep it fun and special when you do it. So I'm gonna
Yeah,
skip a
for sure.
year. Yeah, that's the main thing. But
Yeah.
like post diet, I was like back to normal and recovered like a week later. I was like,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
let's let's get to it. So
You were dicey. Like seriously, like it was so impressive when I saw you there in November last year. That was wicked. So
that
like I
was
didn't
that was
get
a
that lean.
fun show too. That was
Yeah.
such a fun show.
It was
I had a
long.
blast.
It was long, and I take some
Oh no,
responsibility
is it
for
me?
that.
Is it him?
Yeah, it was a long show. Like it was I think I got up on stage at like probably 8:45, and I think I feel like I was there till 11:30 or something crazy at night. So that was long.
That's right. Yeah, because you had double duty. I did my part and I left. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. I was so one of the things that I was going to ask you is, and I think you guys there was a podcast, and I'm pretty sure you were in it sometime ago. It was maybe a few years ago, just talking about trying to convince people not to compete,
Mm.
and remember that one? Eric,
Yes,
I'm
yes.
sure was in it. So like, has your mind changed on that at all? That was a couple of years ago, I think, when you guys cut that. Like, and I actually literally, anytime I talk to someone who's thinking about competing, I make sure they listen to that before they dive in too deep. But like, has your mind changed on that at all?
No, not really. We did make a podcast later on why you should compete, just because we felt like we were just being negative Nancy's
Uh-oh.
about it,
Yeah, yeah,
just to even it out. But it's like the whole world's telling you should compete, and that like it's a good time, and that it's going to transform your physique and your life, and new
yeah,
levels of happiness will be attained. More than anything, we just want to make sure that the prerequisites are in order
right.
before someone takes up such a task.
Yeah,
It's in large, it's stayed the same. We just gotta be careful with that, because you know how people are. It's like, hey, mom says no, go ask dad, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
becomes
yeah.
one of those games. Yeah.
Like, a lot of people say you got to find your why in doing this. Like, what's your why? Like, why do you get up and do it, and why do you like what drives you?
Man, I think for me, when I started, this was like my last chance at any sort of sport, just
Yeah,
because I just didn't have my stuff together when I was younger.
yeah,
And so as soon as the track window closed for me, I was like, all right, well, I got this bodybuilding thing. Let's
yeah,
see
yeah.
what we can do there. So it started as like I wanted to live in that fantasy land of like being an athlete. And then
Right.
eventually it was, back against the wall. It's like I got to make this bodybuilding thing work,
Yeah,
especially given where I came from. So that was the initial thing. It's like, okay, it was I wanted to be an athlete. I wanted a better life, and I think now it's just a deeper. There's deeper whys.
yeah,
I think you spend enough time in any domain, just really getting after it. You start to see a lot of the parallels between whatever it might be in life. So there's a lot of growth outside of just like biceps and, and,
yeah,
and bodybuilding, but you got to stick around for a while, and then like it,
yeah.
it has a deeper meaning.
Yeah. I was talking to a bunch of young men yesterday evening, and they were talking about, and I said, you gotta find out why you're doing this. And I said, why would you guys ever want to even lift up a weight? And they were like, oh, I want to be disciplined. I want to have good habits. And it was very esoteric,
Hmm.
it wasn't like, I want to look better so I can pick up girls, like it was super
Yeah, yeah,
esoteric. It was kind of funny actually. So, but yeah, I
yeah.
think a
And
lot
I
of guys
think we
do it.
start there, but
Yeah.
like where they ended up, it doesn't take most people who are doing it for the
Yeah.
simple reasons to like find a deeper meaning. I think that's
Yeah.
almost everyone, all the gym faces you see all the time, like they're there for a deeper reason.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And it's almost funny because there's a whole series of memes on wherever their memes list live, talking about what a guy thinks is going to happen when he gets big and Ripley, and then what actually happens. And it's usually you're talking to lots of guys, not the girls that you thought you were going to talk to. So
Yeah, yeah,
yeah, so it's kind of
100.
cool. So